Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A key regulatory framework that has had a considerable impact on numerous sectors and businesses is the Committee Regulation of 1996. This resolution was first implemented in 1996, was created to solve particular issues and difficulties organizations, particularly those engaged in highly regulated or delicate industries, encountered. Community Regulation 1996 main goal is to create a uniform set of policies and procedures for overseeing committees within organization. These committees, which are made up of people with various backgrounds and specialties, are quite important when it comes to making decisions and formulating policies. In many jurisdictions, rules or laws create committees for a variety of tasks, including monitoring certain operations, issuing judgment, or offering advice on particular issues. I can provide some insight into the basic concept of committee tasks, even though the responsibilities of a committee may vary based on its purpose and the governing legislation. Next, in order for employees to execute their duties efficiently and safely, an employer or organization must make sure they receive the training and development opportunities they need to do so. It is known as the duty to offer proper training. Employees must receive adequate training in order to develop the abilities, know-how, and competencies needed to properly carry out their duties. In conclusion, one of an employee's obligation is to give employees proper training. Other than that, specifically the phrase duty to make available relevant document and information refers to a moral or legal requirement to make available relevant documents and information in a certain situation. This obligation frequently occurs in a variety of contexts, including court case, business dealings, regulatory compliance, and government inquiries. Depending on the jurisdiction and the circumstances, the specific demands and obligations may change. Besides that, despite Regulation 30, an employer is prohibited from providing the following information to a safety and health committee. Any information whose disclosure will jeopardize the interests of national security. Any information which he could not disclose without violating a prohibition imposed by or under any written law. And any information specifically relating to an individual unless the individual has consented to its disclosure. Lastly, a person who violates any of these regulations through any act or omission is guilty of an offence and upon conviction. They face a maximum fine of 5,000 ringgit, a maximum term of imprisonment of 6 months or both. Thank you.
Next, according to the topic given, we learn that there are two parts in the arrangement of regulations that can be implied and relevant, which are Part 5, Provisions of Training and Information, and Part 6, Penalty. Each part consists of several regulations, which are Regulation 28, Duty to ensure basic knowledge and function of committee, Regulation 29, Duty to provide adequate training, Regulation 30, duty to make available relevant document and information, and the second part is Part 6, penalty. These regulations are implied to both cases if the employer executes all the duty mentioned. Such accident that lead to death will not be occurred. Lastly, in the news also stated that legal action is taken against both companies for breach of Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, Safety and Health Committee Regulations 1996.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Dania Maisara binti Zulkarnain. My matrix number is 421-300-1471. For risk assessment, management should identify potential hazard, reviewing the effectiveness of safety and health program, and taking action to improve the workplace. Based on OSH Committee Regulation, Part 3, Section 11, management can hire a safety officer in a workplace, especially when dealing with machinery. On Section 12, employees are encouraged to report a workplace if it's failed to provide a safety working environment. Last but not least, management should develop an emergency response plan to handle potential accident in a workplace. Control method is a practice in a workplace to protect workers from risk and hazard. Effective control measure could possibly save life as well as costs that a company has to cover in case any accident happen. These are the control method hierarchy from most effective to least effective. Control method that can be applied to avoid accident from repeating is administrative control and personal protective equipment or PPE. Administrative control include regular inspection and maintenance of the machinery and provide clear signage of company's SOP. The usage of PPE such as respiratory protection, glove and arm protection, as well as slip-resistant safety shoes could possibly save life.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afika Balkis. So management can implement a variety of practice on a regular basis to address mishaps and accidents and stop them from happening again soon. Here are two approaches of preparation that can be used. Risk assessment and safety training should be given top priority by management in order to pinpoint potential risks and weak spots within the company, analyzing previous accidents and close calls as well as foreseeing prospective threats might be part of this. Employee education about safety procedures, emergency protocols and best practice for their specific tasks should be conducted on a regular basis. This guarantees that every employee is aware of the hazards and has the information and skills necessary to avoid mishaps. Continuous improvement and incident investigation is second type of prevention. Establishing a culture of ongoing development and incident-based learning is the responsibility of management. This entails putting into place a methodical investigation and analysis process for incidents. Every time an incident happens, it should be fully investigated to identify the underlying reasons and contributing elements. As this information is useful for identifying areas for improvement, it is critical to create an environment where employees feel comfortable sharing occurrence and near misses. To ensure that the organization-wide dissemination of the lesson learned from incident investigation, management should also set up a feedback loop. This may entail exchanging findings, carrying out corrective measures, and disseminating revised safety instructions or guidelines.